Thank you. First frame. Judd trump to break.
Thanks, Andy. Yeah, really looking forward to this one. Judd Trump, of course, well established as one of the game's leading lights against a player who could well join him in the upper echelons in the years ahead. Zhao Xintong, still only 21. Tremendous run out in the China Championship, beating the world champion Mark Williams. And as Neil Foulds mentioned, giving the world #1 Mark Selby a real run for his money. And that's why people are excited about this young guy. He is a tremendous cueist, Joe.
Oh, what a shot. It was a Judd Trump shot, wasn't it? Look at this. What a great shot. Never touched the sides. And he's on the black. Not ideally, but he's on the black. Well, I hope that's a sign of things to come. Because if he starts well, he'll force Trump to start playing well.
Nine.
Nice to see the young players attacking the game like that. Doesn't hang around either. He's made a 1-4-2 break in tournament play. That was in the International Championships 3 years ago.
17.
Fell off the tour since then.
Yeah, and I think that might prove to be a blessing in disguise, because he said himself that he put in a lot of work during the off-season, determined to really
24.
give a good account of himself, having got back on via Q School straight away. Lots
25.
of long hours on the practice table, and that's already borne fruit.
Yeah, because he's been in the semi-final this year. And that's no mean feat this day and age. Never met before, Trump and Zhao.
32.
Well, it was a good break-off that Trump got. Left that cue ball close to the baulk cushion.
33.
Well, the last loose red coming up, so he's got to start thinking about going into that cluster. And nothing better to do it from than the blue. Just having a little check to see if the pink will spot. No big deal if it doesn't. And he doesn't rush round the table, but he's got that timing about him.
Thank you. 39.
Doesn't hang about, but doesn't rush either.
$40.
And that's perfectly onto the blue. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. He hit them well,
45.
but they just didn't split. Well, that could have been end of game had the ball split nicely there. As it is, just the safety. Can't afford to take that long red on. May play safe off it.
Zhao Xintong, 45.
Pretty good opening salvo nonetheless from Zhao. And the 45-point lead.
And it could have been more, couldn't it, with a nice split. Well, he's had 2 shots so far, Trump. He's left the cue ball on the baulk cushion both times. Can't ask for more than that.
Announced himself as a player to watch 6 years ago when he was just 15. He beat Ken Doherty as a wild card in the International Championship.
Well, caught it much too thick, and that was a terrible safety from Trump. And should cost him the game. Caught the red much too thick. And sometimes it can be a little disconcerting when you've never played a player before and he plays really well.
Yes, Trump wasn't at his best by any stretch against Robin Hull. He didn't need to be. Robin really struggled to get anything going at all, and Trump won comfortably 4-1, but he would have been mindful of the need to raise his game this evening. I'm sure he's aware of Zhao, even though they haven't played before. He'll know the sort of results that he's had of late, not least that semi-final appearance in China. And now he's seeing it up close. He's in for a real fight tonight, by the looks of things.
Well, again, he went into the cluster hoping to be on something,
12.
But he's not on anything easy. Got a possible red to the middle, but a difficult pot. Yeah, good shot.
13.
Screwed it into the middle with right hand side on the cue ball to come onto the pink. Look at this for a shot.
He may be the newish kid on the block, but he's already got a certain swagger about him, hasn't he? Like he believes he belongs.
19.
Another red in the colour. Should put paid to this first frame.
20.
Well, we've only been going about 7 minutes. And this pink, we'll make sure. One snooker to tie.
26.
This red to make absolutely sure. And keep Trump sat in his
27.
seat. Well, just got to wait until the next frame. Didn't do anything wrong, really. Played a good break off. And that cost him 40 odd points.
33.
Yes, it was the poor safety, wasn't it, that let Zhao back in for this frame clinching break.
Yeah, that's the one that cost him it, Philip. He was trying to bring the pink
39.
into play. Could have played safe off of a number of balls, but
40.
he was trying to bring the pink into play, caught the red too thick.
And 15 seconds per shot from Zhao in this opening frame.
47.
That is whirlwind material.
48.
Missed the cannon, but that's academic.
55.
What a start.
Zhao Xintong, 55.
Food for thought for the former UK champion Judd Trump. Zhao Xintong dominating the opening frame, breaks of 45 and 55. He looks right at home here in Crawley. He leads 1-0.
Thank you, second frame. Zhao Xintong to break.
A very impressive start from the man at the table, Zhao Xintong. Breaks of 45 and 55 to dominate the opening frame in his first ever meeting with Judd Trump. The prize for the winner, a meeting with Jack Lazowski in the last 32 tomorrow. And of course we have both the last 32 and the round of 16. So by close of play on Thursday, we'll know the 8 quarter-finalists.
Two reds to both corners, but neither one ideal. Digging down into the cue ball, look. And that makes it even more difficult. And he's left Zhao with a chance here. I was talking to Ricky Walden and he was singing Zhao's praises. He thinks he's going to be a star of the future.
We're into a final frame on table 2, by the way. Barry Hawkins is in action there. Of course, you can watch it on the Eurosport player. Sam Craigie has taken him all the way, but Hawkins is first in that deciding frame. Another sweet shot.
Yes, it was. He just wanted that cue ball to come back a little more so he could go into the pack of reds with a bit of power. And he looked at that red to see if it was a plant, decided it wasn't.
6.
It came awfully close. It skimmed the other red, actually. Oh, he hasn't played that one well.
7.
It's going to have to be the pink if he wants to keep the break going, and that's a difficult shot. Oh, I made it look easy though.
$13.
Can he see enough of this red? He got too much of it. Is it too thick?
Zhao Xintong, 13.
And again he pushes the red out. And that kiss on the brown leaves the red on. And the way that Zhao Xintong's playing, you wouldn't expect him to miss this. Got to improve with the safety.
1.
Choice of yellow or green. Going to have to be accurate with his positional play though, because all the reds are covering one another.
Not the start Trump had in mind. He's yet to score a point.
He's played this well. This is the only red that would go. Look where he is on it.
4. $5.
terrific shot. Lots of left-hand side on the cue ball. Trying
10.
to split into the reds. Very unfortunate. He has a little smile. Look at all the side here.
I think he's amazed that he's not done any damage there to the reds.
Yeah, how he found that gap, I don't know.
Zhao Xintong, 10.
It's a very confident start, though, isn't it, from Zhao? Something for Trump to think about.
Well, again, he didn't play a good safety there, and he's fortunate he didn't leave that easy red on by the middle pocket. This red to the corner is on, but I don't think he can dodge all the reds. He may be able to do with deep screw. Great pot, and he did manage to avoid the reds.
1.
And that was a nice angle on the middle pocket, but deserves something. Great shot again from Zhao Xintong.
Six. Seven. Thirteen. 14.
Dave Gilbert keeping an eye on proceedings there over on
20.
table 3. He's up against Sean Murphy. First frame underway.
Well, speaking of Sean Murphy, this young man beat him 4-0
21.
in the Riga Masters this year. Along with, as you mentioned, Mark Williams in the China Championship, Barry Hawkins, Fergal O'Brien. Now that's a tough one. And Anthony McGill. Tough players, those. Just overrun his position there. And that's because he nearly missed the blue.
26.
The cue ball didn't go as far as he wanted.
Well, that's 150 points without reply so far.
27.
Yeah, he's a little upset because a little harder he would have had an angle on the pink to disturb the reds, but he could still play the pink or blue and play the double on the red with some safety in mind.
Blue ball.
Well, that's what he attempted to play. He's gone too far for the double, I think.
Zhao Xintong, 27.
But Trump's still in this game. What a talent.
And still that first pot remains elusive for Trump.
Yeah, full marks though for going for the positive shot. He was on the black or blue. And is this an exhibition? Just going for anything, these two. Zhao Xintong trying the double there. Well,
One.
that's a good pot for his first pot. But difficult to get onto the next red from where he is. Well, what he was was trying there was nearly impossible.
Judd trump 1.
Lots of right-hand side on the cue ball to try and disturb the reds, but such a difficult shot this. If he was right behind the shot, maybe, but he was close to the cushion. Big target, the black and blue. But he hasn't been hitting his safety shots well. Coming around the 4 cushions, he might be able to get that cue ball in behind the blue and black. Is he hard enough? He is, and that's a good safety. Open the reds up.
He laid a quite brilliant snooker against Robin Hull yesterday with just pink and black remaining, only for Hull to produce an equally good escape. That was pretty handy.
Well, he needed a good shot, didn't he? And he's got one. And something for Zhao to think about. He'd like to land up to these 2 reds, but if he gets this wrong, he leaves the red on. Well, that was nearly a very, very clever shot he played there. Just caught it a little bit too thick. Otherwise that cue ball would have been back into the baulk area. Well, just showing us his cue power. Similar type of shot, this. Oh, he's caught it too thin. He's just hasn't settled yet, Judd Trump.
And I think that's partly down to
1.
how assured his opponent has begun this match. This frame not over yet, though. There are still 59 on the table, 50 the difference.
Yes, and the green stopping the black and blue going into that corner. I think he's got to take the green. That frees the pocket for the black and the blue to go into. He's looking at the brown, but I think the green's the ball here. Well, that's just where he wants to be to come down the table.
4.
Or the blue or the black. Just checking the scoreboard. He's 46 behind, so he needs those big colours back in play.
5.
Well, could have done with the blue, the black back on its spot again. He's nicely on the blue, but he desperately wants to get that black back on its spot. I got too much screw on the cue ball.
Applause for Barry Hawkins. He's through. He's beaten Sam Craigie by 4 frames to 3. Hawkins, who was runner-up to John Higgins at this year's Welsh Open, the last leg of the Home Nation Series. Formerly runner-up in the Northern Ireland Open as well to Mark King, who is still in action, by the way, against Peter Ebdon. That is proving to be an epic contest, and King is looking good to take it all the way to a deciding frame. Still enough there for Trump to pinch this one and settle into this match.
Oh, what about that?
One.
Is he going to finish on the black? He needs to. Well, if the brown goes, he'd be able to tie. So 35 behind, 35 on the table.
5.
He needs the black from this red. And he mustn't make contact with the green or brown.
No. 6.
He's going to need a snooker, whatever he plays now.
Blue ball.
That's a good shot to keeping him involved in this game.
11. 13. Judd Trump 13.
So 1 snooker required for Trump. Relatively straightforward swerve for Zhao.
Yeah, just slightly too heavy.
Terrific pot, which should put this frame to bed. 2 snookers now to tie. Huh. Well, he's potting like Judd Trump at the moment, isn't he?
7.
He's out trumping Trump. He can do no wrong, for now at least.
And the crowd already right behind him.
Well, they know a special talent when they see one, and this 21-year-old from China is certainly that. He's made a terrific start. Judd Trump just can't get a foothold at the moment, try as he might, and Zhao doubles his lead. 2 frames to 0.
Thank you. 3rd frame. Judd Trump to break.
Judd Trump, who made the final of the inaugural English Open back in 2016, losing out to Liang Wenbo, has his work cut out here against Zhao Xintong of China. 2-0 down. Didn't trouble the scorers in the first frame. And was left needing snookers in the second, which he couldn't get. So Zhao has made a terrific start. Jack Lazowski awaits the winner tomorrow in the round of 32. Plenty of time for Trump to get back into this, but that said, in a race to 7, not as much wiggle room as in the longer matches, so this frame is a very important one.
that's a mistake. So an early chance, and one you feel he's got to make the most of.
1.
Would like to get onto that red just next to the black at some stage. Can't do it this time round.
Just a second.
Monika Solkowska, our referee, with a steady hand. Has to be in a direct line, of course, without touching
Thank you.
any of
7.
those reds that it's surrounded by.
Well, I don't think he timed that one very well.
8.
The wrong side of the blue. Wanted to be top side so he could come down for that red next to the black. He's going to be on a red. Did well to get round the table. Applause for that good positional shot.
14.
And that's a better positional shot. Now choice to come down for that red by the black. And then that frees the black.
19.
Chance to knock a few balls in. And
20.
that's Judd Trump attacking shot. The black goes. The pink now goes. He would like the black to spot because the red must go. It's at the left-hand side of the black.
27.
Couldn't stop the red going. Well,
28.
he stayed down on the shot because he wasn't sure he'd got that, and neither was I. He was heading towards that near knuckle. And sometimes they stay out when they catch that near knuckle, and I think it was only the speed that helped it to drop.
His heart skipped a beat there.
Well, from such an
35.
easy red, Philip, to have left himself straight on the black like that, wasn't a good shot.
And he'll also be mindful
36.
with the red spread that if he does break down, he's giving Zhao a great opportunity to punish.
Well, for his own confidence, he needs to win at this
42.
visit.
Forty-three. 50.
Well, if there's any doubt whatsoever about this pink, play for the blue. And it's tight, that. So why not play for the blue or black? And you can get to both balls. Doesn't need to play for a ball that just goes into the pocket.
51.
But decided to do so. It does go.
$57. 58. $63.
Played it well. This red and a blue should be enough.
64.
We could do with another red just to make sure. And he's left it fairly straight, this blue.
$69.
And now we
70.
can concentrate on the century.
Yes, and it's been a good response, this, from Trump. He needed one. Been outplayed in the first 2 frames. But now he'll feel part of the match. And what a match it's building up to be,
73.
just as we thought it might be. 2 very natural talents, both attacking, both
74.
quick. All adds up to a terrific spectacle.
$81. $82.
Well, he could play up for the yellow or brown here, if he's got the angle to bring that red
89.
into play. Needs to keep running.
90.
And he's left himself just a little straight. So taking the green, trying to play the cannon to the red.
Judd Trump, 90. And
No century for Judd Trump, but that was an impressive response to losing the first 2 frames. So it's game on now. Trump has found his rhythm. That break of 90, halving the deficit. Zhao leading 2-1.
Thank you. Frame 4. Zhao Xintong to break.
It's living up to its billing. Zhao Xintong, semi-finalist at the China Championship, 21 years of age, taking the first 2 frames against Judd Trump. Trump responding well, a break of 90 to make it 2-1.
That full ball kiss on the green leaves a chance for Zhao. Not easy to get to a colour. But he just powers them in, doesn't he? And that's a nice little rub on the blue, leaving him the right side of the blue to get back to the reds. They're difficult shots, but to avoid everything as well. Brilliant. And there's the long pot success, look. 89%. That's pretty good by anybody's standards.
Yeah, you saw the anguished look on Trump's face when he cannoned into the green there because he feared the worst.
Seven. Nine. Ten.
Just overscrewed it slightly. Well, the crowd certainly enjoying Zhao Xintong's attacking play.
15.
Yeah, just overhit that one. And difficult to get to the next red from there. May have to play a gentle cannon. Well, didn't need to, could hold it.
20.
But things not getting any easier. Hasn't had chance to get to those two reds just to the left of the black, which would have opened the game up. Well, that couldn't have worked out much better. And you could say that he deserved something there. He tried to split the red and the black there. Look at this. Two good kisses. And he's on the black. Well, this wasn't a frame-winning chance when he came to the table, for sure. But it's turning into one now.
29.
Twice a World Amateur Championship finalist, Zhao Xintong. The second time he lost to Pankaj Advani of India in the final, and Pankaj decided not to take up his tour card. He wanted to
36.
concentrate on his favoured billiards instead, and allowed Zhao to turn professional. As we mentioned already, he fell off the tour last year but got straight
37.
back on. And he's a different player this season. Mention the hard work he's put in on the practice table, and it shows.
Well, he's already up to number 70 in the world after 4 or 5 tournaments.
44.
Got to a semi-final already this year, beating some really good players.
45.
Just overrun slightly. He may have to try and play a cannon now. And if he could try and get the gap between those two reds, they should split nicely. He didn't find the gap, but he's still on the red.
52. Three.
And now it's just about holding himself together. Another red and a black would leave
60.
Judd Trump needing snookers.
$61.
And doesn't look like missing. Hasn't got The clincher's disease, as we say. Just likes potting balls.
68.
He seems to have that innate, inbuilt confidence, self-belief, which all great
69.
players have.
And bear in mind, Philip, that he hasn't been on the match table, the TV table. But he's stuck to it so
76.
well. And what can you do? He hasn't played badly, Judd Trump.
77.
His opponent so far has been superb.
Pot success now up to 94%, which is outstanding. And closing
84.
in on a 7th century of the season. Well, there's the curse of the
Zhao Xintong,
commentator.
84.
No
And
century, but 84 will do. And Judd Trump's got it all to do, because he's now 2 down with 3 to play against an informed Zhao Xintong, who leads 3-1.
Thank you. Frame 5. Judd Trump to break.
Well, Neil Foulds said ahead of this match he wouldn't be surprised if Zhao Xintong got the better of Judd Trump this evening. He may well do. 3-1 up. He's played superbly. A real statement of intent in the opening frame. Breaks of 45 and 55. Trump didn't pot a ball in that first frame. And although Judd responded impressively with a break of 90, Zhao has hit straight back with 84. It's fast-paced stuff, as you can see. Very entertaining. And that is another magnificent red.
He left the red sticking out, didn't he? Like he did in the first frame. Great pot again from Zhao Xintong.
Just the way he strokes them in, Joe.
Well, it's great when they're going in. Don't always go in, do they? But full marks for taking them on in the first place.
Well, that's 9 out of 10 from long range tonight from Zhao Xintong.
Wasn't a bad break-off. And he's got to sit there and wait now, hope that he gets back to the table. Mustn't touch.
8.
The black will go, but I'm not sure about the red. Obviously the red doesn't go. Oh, and that's a let-off. How important will that turn out to be?
He's missed very little that's mattered this evening. Now can Trump take advantage?
I think he played for the red next to the black. Now the black will go, but the red won't. So he could have done with finishing low on the black. Can he get that out of his mind? He's underhit it.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on Trump's shoulders now. He's
8.
2 down with 3 to play. He's favoured, of course, to go through at the outset this evening. He's not now, but he knows that he can't afford too many more mistakes if he's to get back into this and turn it around in his favour.
Well, he was thinking of playing this red above the black and trying to play either with topspin or screw on the cue ball, try and finish on the black. Well, look at where the cue ball is. Tight under the cushion. And that turns this pink into a real tough shot. Good pot. A lot of pressure on that.
15. $16. 21.
Not sure if the black will go to the left corner. We know it goes to the right
22.
corner.
$27. 28.
Now, may well play for that red over the pocket this time and try and get low on the black next time round. If he can get low on the black, he can move that red away from the black spot.
35.
And the black would be freely available then. Just needs to stay low on the black.
36.
And that looks just about right. A gentle cannon to the red. Push it onto the corner. Played it well. And now maybe
43.
leave an angle on the black to go into the reds. With the insurance of that
44.
red just above the cue ball. He only needs to give them a nudge, a slight nudge. And he's on this red to the right corner. No need to go into them with pace. Well, didn't need to play that, but it's turned out okay.
51. $52.
Well, he doesn't really want to play the cannon because it could go wrong. Just drop the black in, play the red into the right corner. Could have done with a little bit more
59.
pace in the cue ball. It's missable, this. 51 points the lead. Yeah, good shot.
60.
Made sure of being on a colour by playing for one of the baulk colours.
And you have to say that Trump has really stood up to the challenge that he's been faced with this evening.
63.
Zhao is throwing a lot of punches at him, but he's absorbing them and coming back.
64.
Yes, I did say, though, how important would that red be that Zhao Xintong missed into the middle. That could have been frame and match. This is the red. Wasn't easy, to be fair to him. But he'd been potting everything, hadn't he?
71.
It's going to be 3-2 in a matter of 7 minutes.
Yes, average frame time around 11 minutes. Maybe a bit less than that after this one.
78.
It really has been quick fire stuff.
79.
They both look absolutely superb, don't they?
85.
In amongst the balls. And full credit to Trump for taking this break like he did.
86.
And looks like it's going to be a century.
Careful.
I'm safe. He's already had a 90, which would have been a century.
91.
Philip not said anything.
92.
On a piece of string, as they say.
99.
The crowd are being royally entertained here in Crawley. This match living up to its billing with interest.
Yeah, it's not just about
104.
potting balls, though, is it? It's the fight that they're both giving. Neither one giving an inch.
108.
Oh, what a shot. Okay, the game's won, but what a shot that was. Isn't it great to watch?
It's very rare for Judd Trump to be involved in a dull match, win or lose. The destination of this match is still unknown. It's been an absolute cracker. And we're going to a penultimate frame for sure, as Judd Trump responds again impressively to falling 3-1 behind to close to just 3-2. Season from Judd Trump, a brilliant 1-2-6. Last season he made 74, a tally matched only by Ronnie O'Sullivan. What a spectacle this is. Zhao still in front, still needs one, 3-2.
Black tied up to the left corner. And the pot success has gone up for Trump, 93%. It's all good stuff. Look at that average shot time. 16 for Trump, 18 for Zhao.
Foul.
Well, he won't be too bothered about the 4 points. He'll be more bothered about if he's left this red on to the right corner. And if he hasn't, he's a little fortunate. Wow. What can you say about that? Anything you can do. And he played the plant. He was screwing the cue ball back to the baulk area for sure, but what a shot. Deserved to be a match winner. But I think it's only going to be 1 point. Even Trump has a little smile about that one.
Candidate for shot of the tournament. We're not even at the midway point yet. That was outrageous.
Yeah, just reminded me of Jimmy White and Alex Higgins, where they tried to outdo each other, and it made for great entertainment. These two are very similar. I know Zhao hasn't got that name yet, but if he keeps playing like this, he's going to be right up there.
Let's hope it turns into one of snooker's great rivalries in the coming seasons.
Caught it just a little too thick, and that's why the cue ball has only just reached the baulk line. But nothing easy there for Zhao Xintong. Caught it too thick. But lots of pressure on this red if he decides to take it on. No doubt he will. Alright, good shot.
One.
Put everything into the pot, and that's why he's the wrong side of the blue. Taking the more difficult pink. Now, how's your luck? He's definitely on a red to the corner. Look at the topspin on the cue ball there, forcing itself through the reds to finish nicely on one of these reds to the corner. Taking the more difficult red for position.
8.
Maybe doesn't want to take the black yet. He will tie it up because the red next to the black spot ties the black up. Didn't want the kiss. That's made things a lot more difficult.
11.
Played to miss that red. This red is still potable to the left corner, but favours a right-handed player. Well, he switched to right-handed, and what a time this is to play right-handed.
12.
He's got some bottle, this young man. Right-handed shot. He's no Ronnie O'Sullivan, but that took bottle to play that right-handed. That was a tough shot for a right-handed player. He's not out of the woods yet, though.
17.
This is still a tough one. And it's because of
18.
what he had to do with the cue ball that made it tough. The pot was relatively easy, but he had to play it with deep screw to get to the pink. And he could do with the pink spot being held.
24.
That makes cueing at the red a little bit easier. Maybe play up for the blue this time.
25.
Well, he's on the black. And again, it favours a right-handed player. Surely he won't switch again. That's not a good positional shot from Judd Trump. He may not be on the red. Well, he doesn't want to play safe, and he's taking this thin cut on to the corner. But all the red's there. If he should miss this shot, nothing safe. Maybe play down for one of the baulk colours just in case. It's a good pot. And he's on one of the baulk colours nicely.
33.
That's another good shot, good recovery. They're not easy, but now he's in prime position.
36.
He's shown real mettle tonight, Trump. He's been outplayed for sections of this match, but he's
37.
trusted his instincts. He's stuck to his attacking game plan. At the moment, it's leading him towards A one-frame shootout for a place in the round of 32.
Yeah, but he's got to finish this one off first. And if it should miss in amongst the balls.
43. .44.
Talking of final frame deciders, Mark King has recently got the better of Peter Ebden. It was an absolute marathon. 4-3. King is through. Former Northern Ireland Open champion,
50.
of course, his first ranking title.
51.
45 points, the lead.
.57. 58.
Well, he could have left a better angle on the pink. He may have to play for the red behind the pink. And that's not the best red to play for. These are missable. 59 left on the table.
64.
So just needs the red. Yeah, good shot.
65.
That taking us to a decider.
It's been another really gutsy break from Judd Trump. Zhao Xintong played outstandingly well to lead 3-1, but Trump has
71.
responded superbly.
72.
Yeah, and if he does get a chance, Zhao, in the decider, he's going to be thinking about how good Trump is playing now.
79.
Still looks pretty cool, calm and collected, doesn't he?
.80.
Could be back-to-back centuries. Just overrun slightly.
86. 87.
May have to take the black. Pink doesn't look the best angle to get to the yellow.
Six frames in an hour and 7 minutes, and this match
94.
has just flown by. This frame was over some time ago.
96.
Well, it's a good job we can show repeats on Eurosport, because this one needs repeating many times.
99.
Brilliant.
103. 108.
Trump was under a lot of pressure at 3-1 down. He's responded in the best possible way. Back-to-back centuries, and this is certainly a contender for match of the tournament so far. And we are going to the wire. Judd Trump showing his class to level with Zhao Xintong in an absolute classic at 3 frames all.
Thank you. Final frame. Judd Trump to break.
And a match that certainly deserves a final frame. It has been spectacularly good from start to now the finish. And who is going to cross the finish line?
Well, it's important to get a good break off. Not bad. There is a red that will pot to the left corner, but it's very risky to take on when you can't get to the black. Oh, he's digging down into the cue ball. He's taking his on. Wow, where's it going to finish? He tried to get the cue ball back into the balk area, and he's done that. But he had no idea what was going to happen to the red. Well, he stayed attacking all the way through this. I think he's just enjoying himself out there. But that's a good pot from Judd Trump, so he's in first. That's a terrific pot again. They are not easy. Makes them look easy, though.
That pot success has been climbing and climbing since he fell 3-1 behind. Looking for his first silverware in over a calendar year now.
Well, I could have played a better positional shot there. Wanted to be straighter on this red.
7.
And that's unfortunate as well. He's just pushed a red out. That's tied all 3 reds up. He had reds available there for a second, but that little cannon into the reds has just tied things up a tad. Oh, again, what a good cannon he played there. That was a terrific shot. Look at this for a shot. He's caught the middle red of those 3, which has left him nicely on the red to the left corner. Superb shot.
15.
It was so good, I never even thought of that shot.
That good.
He's just playing superbly, Philip.
And it's not just the snooker he's producing, it's the context, isn't it, Joe, in which he's producing it. 3-1 down to a guy playing superbly well. He needed a big response, and goodness me, he's produced one so far.
23.
But it doesn't matter how well he's played. He's got to win this frame, otherwise it means nothing. Stayed down on the shot because that was at the far angle, that pink. Used all of the pocket. Pink spot held, so going down onto 29. The green spot. He's still got another 2 or 3 reds at least. This really is top-class snooker he's produced this evening, Trump.
37.
And it all started from that red that Zhao Xintong missed into the right middle pocket. Because at that stage,
38.
Zhao was well and truly on top.
Yes, I'm sure he couldn't have envisaged, though, even though he missed that red, and he's entitled to miss one, that Trump would respond with snooker of this calibre. Under great pressure. And when he plays as he's playing now, it's something of a mystery
45.
that he owns just the one Triple Crown title, and that was way back in 2011.
46.
He has all the ability in the world.
Well, he's left himself an angle here to go into the reds, and he needs to, because he's run out of loose reds. All on this shot, and he's on a red to the middle, and the crowd can feel
53.
the importance of that shot.
54.
And Zhao must wonder what's hit him.
The juggernaut.
One misread, and he's barely had a look in since.
And then he plays a poor positional shot. This is the red that
61.
Zhao missed, and he was right on top at that stage.
62.
Well, for a moment there, I thought he wasn't going to be on a colour. He needs another red after this blue. Oh, and another day, that would have gone in.
67.
But what a frame and match ball to have. Just this red to take him through to the next round to play Jack Lisowski.
68.
Match ball, faultless snooker.
I think Judd Trump will take enormous satisfaction from the way he's played this evening. Has he ever
75.
put together a more impressive three-frame burst than this?
76.
Under pressure with his tournament on the line against a supremely talented 21-year-old who was doing virtually nothing wrong. He had to pull out all the stops, and he has done so.
And it could be another
83.
century.
$84.
Held the spot. Blue would go on to the pink spot.
89.
Just check to see if the blue would go into the left corner.
90.
And a nice angle on the blue to drop in behind those two reds for the right corner pocket.
It's a cruel sport, isn't it? Zhao Xintong, sitting in his
95.
chair there, has played an excellent match. But there's nothing you can do when your opponent's at the table
96.
playing like this. You are powerless.
I think he'll remember it, this match, Philip.
Absolutely outstanding, Judd Trump. 3 consecutive
103.
centuries from the brink of defeat to take him to a glorious victory.
104.
There'll be plenty more nights to remember for Zhao Xintong. He is here to stay, I'm certain of that.
I'm showing you how good
109.
Judd Trump was, Zhao Xintong. But seeing it firsthand,
A sensational spell of snooker from Judd Trump, underlining what a wonderful talent he is. That was quite outstanding. Zhao Xintong played his part in surely the best match of the tournament so far, but Judd Trump dug deep and produced some brilliance when he really needed it. And he is through in style to the round of 32. He'll play his good friend Jack Lisowski tomorrow. What a match, what a performance. 4-3, Trump is through.